So, my friend David hit me up saying I need to change my desk. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm all about the desk setups. So, David's current setup looks like this. Not the worst, but definitely can do with some improvement. He's getting another monitor from work. He wants to hide a lot of the cables, make things look a lot cleaner. So, I know exactly what to do. Let's get into it. In order to achieve David's requirements, the first thing you have to do is put together a monitor arm. As mentioned, David's getting a very large widescreen monitor, so this means we need something that's capable of carrying the weight of his device. I'll add a link to the monitor arm we use in the description. Getting the first monitor on was actually quite difficult, so we actually had to enlist some extra help for one of our friends that happened to be in the apartment at the time. They helped us get everything all set up, make everything look nice and smooth. We measured everything up beforehand just to make sure everything could fit. And one bit of advice is to always double check and make sure that your monitor arm you're purchasing can actually support the monitor, because this is quite a big monitor. So not all monitor arms will directly fit it straight away. Not the generic ones you find on Amazon will actually meet the requirements. They might not support the size or the weight. So just always double check that the monitor's placed and set up in an efficient position for David's seating. What we're doing next is making sure everything works as expected, making sure that all the connections work, his laptops can be plugged in, the peripherals like his mice, his headphones, all of that's going to work. With all that in place, it's very important now to actually do that cable management. On the Dell Ultra widescreen, a lot of cables were plugged in. I think it was either 5 or 6 cables coming from that monitor going to either other devices, his USB dongle, or directly to his laptop. So in order to hide this, it meant that all had to be situated through the back of the arms. Now with everything done and the cables hidden away, time to put the table back in position and see what we've done. Looking at the desk, we have the Kaiming standing desk, electrical height adjustable desk. Kaiming, I may have mispronounced it, but there's how it's spelled out, and also a link will be in the bio. But essentially, this is David's desk that he uses on a day-to-day, and it can raise from 73 all the way up to 116 centimeters, and also has 4 memory presets. So David has it saved for standing, seated, and even a medium setting for, I don't know why, but he just wanted to include that there. Using this desk alongside the monitor arms allowed us to add a lot more space on the desk. As you can see here, it allows him to have his 2 separate keyboards and also his mouse, his notebook, and still have plenty of space. One thing that I wanted to incorporate into his setup was a hidden button at the bottom that you could press to switch between devices. In this case, we plugged it into his PlayStation 5 and his work laptop. So as you can see, at the press of the button, it automatically switches from his monitor to connect to his laptop straight to his PS5, able for him to quickly change over from work to game. So speaking on his monitors, the main horizontal display we have is the Dell 34-inch ultra wide display, which boasts 34 by 1440 at 60 Hz, meaning that it's not the best when it comes to fast-paced gaming and shooting. However, it still is pretty good. For gaming, it does work quite well. You can see here with Assassin's Creed, what it does is it stretches out the games to make sure it fills out the whole entire display, meaning we don't have any black bars or letterboxing. When it comes to watching films and taking in some media, it looks really great. So we also have Netflix up here showing one of their latest films. The colours, it looks very bright and very good. And one thing to take into account is the fact that it actually sounds good as well. The monitor has some internal speakers that makes it sound really good. And on the right side, in a vertical orientation, we have another Dell Ultra Wide. This one I believe is 24 inches. Information and links will be in the bio for everything discussed in the video. But it's essentially his secondary monitor that he uses for reading some emails, tracking his information, and just, for his day-to-day job. One thing that was important for David's setup was to be able to connect mice and keyboards to the various different devices you can see on the screen. So whether it be his work laptop, his personal laptop, or even his iPad. So what I suggested was that he gets the Logitech MX Master, and I believe he already had this keyboard at home that allowed him to connect to different devices. And as you can see here, what works quite well is that with the flick of a switch on the different devices, he can go from scrolling around on his work laptop to using his iPad, to whether it's to watch a YouTube video or even FaceTime one of his colleagues or friends. Now with David's video edited and the setup complete, some recommendations. My first recommendation would be to add a docking station. This docking station will be plugged into the monitors and all his peripherals, and then go from his laptop to the docking station via one USB-C cable. Then that docking station would have everything connected, making it a lot easier to switch from one laptop to another, all via one cable. My second recommendation would be to change the desk. You might have been able to tell it was slightly bending in the middle. That's purely because of the sheer weight from the monitor arms and also the monitors themselves. So I'd recommend something like a Flexi Spot, which is what I currently use and I think is a great desk. This is not a sponsor, but I generally do recommend that as a great desk. Then my final recommendation would be to add some sort of maybe LED light strip to the desk or some lighting in the background, just to add a bit more style to the desk. So, with all that done, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe and comment any changes you'd recommend, or even your own opinion on what you thought about the desk. This is what we'll be doing next time my friend Joe set up, so look forward to that one.